All right, the next one simply says responding to change over following a plan. And for this, I want to refer you to Mike Tyson, the great Mike Tyson. Whether people like it or not, he's quite an interesting character. And he said, everyone has a plan until they're punched in the mouth. Think about it. You have a plan, you're in the ring, and bam, someone sucks you in the jaw, and you're on the canvas looking up. Think about that. You had a plan, but now where's your little plan? Your little plan can't save you. It's the same way in business. If you're not able to respond to change, you could be sucked in the jaw. A lot of people responding to change in bad ways, saying, we're not going to do it, we're going to ignore that, or that's not going to be around for long. Things are going to go back to normal. No. History has taught us many lessons. The like of Blockbuster, right? The likes of Blockbuster, the likes of Toys R Us, you know, I used to like Toys R Us, but they were not able to respond to the crazy e-commerce world. Amazon took them down, even though Amazon was meant to be working with Toys R Us, but inadvertently or not, Amazon took a bunch of people down. Those people that were not able to respond to change took him down. The whole toy industry had to bow down because e-commerce, people, they just want to shop at home these days. Even the biggest chains, they respect Amazon because they know Amazon is a big kahuna, and they had to mimic, they had to copy, right? Or they had to get on the bandwagon of e-commerce. Look at the likes of TM Lewin, one of my favorite stores. They're not completely gone because someone bought their assets, but as a result of the crazy pandemic and them not being able to respond accordingly, because they just had brick and mortar stores all around, and people unable to go into those stores during the pandemic, it crushed them. But those who were savvy and had already built an e-commerce pipeline, they they were able to survive. Or you look at the likes of Netflix, who have dominated the space. And it's funny because when Netflix began to absolutely kill it, the likes of HBO and Hulu and Peacock, all of them began getting on the bandwagon because they realized, oh, this is the way forward, and that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. You got to respond to change around you. I give it to Samsung. People criticize Samsung, but hey, they got a piece of the pie. They didn't respond late. They weren't tardy to the party. Even though Apple was in the space, they jumped on the bandwagon and they started killing it. They start, releasing phone versions quicker than Apple would ever, because Apple, they're the design freaks, right? So whatever passes the Apple table, it's so rigorous, and I give Apple full commendation for that. But Samsung, they were wild. They were beastly. They responded, and of course, their wrist got slapped. A few billions, perhaps, but they got a piece of the pie because they responded. They saw that the way forward was smartphones. How many people use flip phones? Go find out. Also, the likes of Kodak, right? Kodak, they've been around since like forever, But when the tide changed and people went from instant photos with these big old manual cameras to phones, Kodak was behind. They were behind. They weren't able to catch up. Talk about bankruptcy, huh? And the tide changes. And all I'm saying is, in order to be agile, you must respond to the ever changing world around you. You see, this is not about software, it's not about IT. A lot of people, they hear about agile and they begin to immediately shut us down, saying, oh, that's just for IT, that's just software. No, no. Agile is not just about software. Agile is about a mindset, a response to change around you. Doesn't have to be software, even though it started there. It's funny because software, they've borrowed a lot from construction, right? From the world of operations and product, right? The Toyota factory and lean, yes. That's the origins of agile. But we're getting it back. We engineers and construction people and product people and operations people, we're all jumping in to enjoy the benefits of agile thinking, and we're doing it, and we're helping others do it. And through this work, we're coming to value individuals and interactions over processes and tools, working product over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, and responding to change over following a plan. I hope you enjoyed this episode, my friends, of going through the Agile values. In my next video, I'm going to be working with you on understanding the Agile principles. And there are 12 principles. If you want to stick around a little bit more, you'll be able to watch this straight away. So I'll be going into the values going into the principles after the values. And I hope you stick around. If you're unable to stick around, I'll see you in the next video. All right? For those of you who can stick around, let's move on and talk about the principles.